Hello everyone, and welcome to another Starcraft II tutorial provided by UAT in conjunction with Blizzard Entertainment. Today we are going to be going over how to make a unit respawn after you kill him, and also talk a little bit about timers. So let's go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and open up your Starcraft II editor first, and then we're going to go to File and New, create a melee map, select a texture, any texture is fine. And then, alright, so now that we have our map, we'll go ahead and the first step is we'll create a unit to respawn. So I'm going to create a Marine, like I always do. So you click on the Units tab, search for anything, a Marine is what I'm going to be using. Click on the Marine and it makes a little Marine brush. And then you can just click and plop him down somewhere. So now we have our Marine. I'm going to hit Escape so I can, get out of the brush. And then I'm going to double click on my Marine here. And I'm just going to call him Respawn Marine. And I'm going to change him from player 1 to player 15 to make him hostile. Alright, now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and also create a unit to test this with. So I'm going to create an Ultralisk, because Ultralisk destroy Marines pretty easily. And I'm going to place one down next to him, so when we do start the tutorial, or start the map after we create it, I can show you that this actually works. And then there's only two other things we need. They're both points. So in preface, there's actually a couple different ways to make a Marine respawn or make any unit respawn. I am going to focus on when the Marine dies, we're going to respawn him and instantly move him to the corner of the map, and then after a timer expires, we're going to move him back to this area, which will give the illusion of respawning. The reason I do this is because when you use the Blizzard tool for respawn unit, it instantly revives him, but with only 1 health. So yeah, and actually there's a couple different ways to do it, but this is just one way I found. So we'll go ahead and create some points. So you click on point here, and then you'll click on normal point, and we'll just make him respawn right there. So I'm going to rename this by right click rename, or F2, and I'm going to say respawn point for this. And now I'm going to go to the top left of the map, and I'm just going to drop another point and call it the waiting point. So change this. So after we have these three things, just the unit you want to respawn, a respawn point, and a point for them to wait at, then we can go ahead and go straight into the trigger editor. So you'll go to modules and triggers. And then we are going to create a new element. So you right click in this box over here, new element, and call this respawn Marine. Now, the first thing we need to do is set the event. So what's going to happen is we're going to right click on events, new event, and then we are going to type when a unit dies. So just find unit dies, double click there. We're going to change any unit to be just our specific Marine. So this respawn Marine here, you'll just click on any unit, go to value, and then Marine. So now when the respawn Marine dies, it's going to fire this trigger. So now, one thing we're going to need is a variable, which will be our timer. So we'll right click on local variables, new variable, and we shall call this death timer, and change the type to timer. Alright, so now that we have our timer, we can go ahead and start putting in our actions. So we'll go ahead and put in our first action, which will be respawn unit, or revive unit. Yeah. Alright, so just type in revive unit, and we're going to change triggering unit to, of course, our Marine who just died. So now when he dies, it's going to instantly revive him, but when they revive him, he only has 1 health. So the next thing we're going to do is new action, and we are going to set unit property. Alright, so now we can set the triggering unit to whatever life we want. Once again, I'm going to change the triggering unit to respawn Marine. And then I'm going to change his life to 40, because that's how much life a Marine starts with. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you could have him lose a certain amount of life every time he respawns, or anything like that. We want to make sure we put this underneath the revive respawn Marine, so make sure that you drag it underneath. The order of this is very important. So, because otherwise it'll be oh, the Marine's dead, so we can't set his life to 40. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start our timer, or actually, no, next thing we're going to do is we're going to move the Marine, because we instantly revived him, but we don't want him there in the map. So we're going to say move unit instantly. And move this also to the bottom again. And change triggering unit to respawn marine. And instantly to point, we're going to change point, and we're going to send him to the waiting point, which is the top left, and no blend is fine. So now after he dies, he's going to revive with 1 health, get healed to 40, and then get moved to the top left. So now we need to start our timer. So we'll do a new action, and then start timer, and then once again move it to the bottom here. Like, you can do these in reverse order, but I wanted to do it in the order that showed you how each one of them would go in order. So now we'll go down and we'll say start timer. We'll change that from timer to death timer. So just click on that and then variable death timer. As a one-shot, which is fine, and expires in 5 seconds. You can change that to whatever time you want. 5 seconds is fine by me. And then we're going to do a new action. And we're going to wait for this timer. So wait timer. Timer. Yeah, wait for timer. So we're going to move this again to the bottom. And we're going to wait for last started timer. That would work. I'm still just going to do death timer in case you have like a bunch of timers going off at once. You don't want it to be the last timer. You want it to be a specific timer. So here now it'll say wait for death timer to have 0 seconds remaining, which is fine, because it'll start at 5 seconds and then it'll just count down from 5 seconds. So that's good. So now it'll wait, and then the last thing we need to do is move our marine back to the respawn point. So we're just going to go right click new action. We could also just copy that one that we had earlier, move unit instantly. Move it once again to the bottom, and then change this to the respawn point. Triggering unit is going to be the marine, and then no blend is fine. So yeah, like alright, so after that, like, we pretty much have everything we need. So we'll start with revive the respawn marine. So once he dies, he's revived with 1 health. We set him at 40 health. We move him to the top left. We start a timer. We wait for the timer to get to 0, and then we move him back to the respawn point. So this should give us all the functionality that you would normally see in like an RPG or something. So now let's go ahead and test this. So you just go ahead and hit test document, or control F9 if you want. Okay, so since I didn't put a win scenario, so now I'm gonna send my Ultralisk up here to find this marine. Run up there. Alright, 3 shots, he's dead. And now after 5 seconds he should respawn. There he is. And that is how you make a unit respawn. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I can't wait to show you another one. Alright, bye-bye.